What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today we have a League Cup from Madison, Tennessee, and as you see right now, the player on the bottom, or the player on the top, has mulliganed 3 times so far. So that's why we're kind of skipped ahead a little bit. We don't really want to see our players mulligan multiple times, and now we see a 4th time. But the player on the top is Evan Mitchell, and the bottom is Brad Wise. And guys, this is the first League Cup ever done in, I guess, Madison, Tennessee, and we're starting to see League Cups everywhere, which is fantastic. And that is what players want. They want these League Cups to get those 50 points if they win, and just to help them get that Worlds invite just a little bit easier. But I want to give a quick shout out to the Next Level Games. That's where this tournament was held at, and they let me actually use their equipment to have this really cool top-down setting, which we can see the playmat very well. So make sure you check out the website. So you can buy singles, booster packs, everything like that will be in the description down below. So make sure you check that out. Alright, so the player on the top looks like he's playing a Hydreigon. That is Evan, like I said. And on the bottom is Brad. And as you see, Brad is going to take all 4 of these mulligans, because why would you not? And it's very interesting that both players are playing blue sleeves. And it looks like time has maybe started because there's a bunch of mulligans. Alright, so here we go. Now this is best 2 out of 3. So we're going to have some long games, but we're going to have some, there's some great games. I'll tell you that from the start. There's some exciting games from this League Cup. So, we see Evan has a double dragon, and if you notice in his hand, he has a Ninja Boy as well, so he can Ninja Boy this Hydreigon into anybody he wants to right now, or he can wait and Shaman for, it looks like, just 1 card, and that 1 card is a Floatstone, so the 1 Shaman setup did not really pay off that well. He does have a Floatstone. He could Floatstone the Shaman, but I don't know what that does. It looks like he has a Lysander, a Hex Maniac, maybe? I know for sure the Ninja Boy, and maybe an Escape Rope. So I wonder where he'll put this Flowstone at. If I'm Evan, maybe on the bench. Like I said, there's a Hex Maniac, a Lysander, Ninja Boy, Flowstone to the bench. And I think the last card in his hand is either another Lysander or Escape Rope. So we see a Hex Maniac coming down from Evan saying, hey, Brad, you're not going to be able to use your abilities. You can't Shaman, you can't Hoopa. And on a Brad's turn, he has a Dark Energy deactive for the Eventual. It looks like we have some kind of Turbo Dark deck, maybe? We see Ultra Ball discarding Double Dark, maybe getting a Shaman. Well, Shaman can't set up, so that would be silly because Hex Maniac isn't play right now. So maybe another Darkrai, and that's what we see. Another Darkrai come down. It looks like Brad is going to focus on this Dark Pulse variant of Darkrai. Just try to get a bunch of energies on the field, and just Dark Pulse for a ton of damage, which kind of reminds me of Pancakes, because Pancakes, you just want to get a bunch of energies on the field and take knockouts that way. Now we see Brad hits a Max Elixir, and that's what he wants. He wants to Max Elixir, put energy in that Darkrai, and start Dark Pulse on ASAP, and just start doing a ton of damage with this Darkrai. So Dark Pulse will go into his hand. He plays Pokemon. Oh, another Trainer Smell. He could grab the end right now. No, grab a Fighting Fury Belt, so he must have a supporter card in his hand, and that's why he's opting not to grab these supporter cards. I might have Max Elixir first, because if you Max Elixir first, you get a Dark Energy out of your deck, and then you don't Trainer Smell for it. So that's something interesting that you can do. Darkrai, Fighting Fury to deactive, Max Elixir, look at top cards of his deck, Sycamore, Via Seeker, and there's a Dark Energy, 4, 5, and 6. And he plays an Umbreon as well for the end game to take some knockouts on those Megas if that comes up, which Megas right now are very dominant. We know that Mega Gardevoir did win Dallas Regionals, and it has a lot of hype right now, so I imagine people keep playing that. So we see another Max Elixir coming down, a second one coming down, and there's another Dark Energy going to Brad's hand, and that's probably going to go on the other Darkrai, so that way he can have 2 Darkrai's set up. So right now Dark Pulse is doing 20, 40, 60, 80, just from the start. Wow. Alright, so we're going to see Sycamore discard the Pokemon Similarity and draw 7 new cards, and there's a third and a 4th Max Elixir. Oh my goodness, he has 4, he's going to play 4 Max Elixirs turn 1, and will he hit all of them or not? So there's 6 cards going to his hand. Alright, 7 cards, sorry, from this Sycamore. So we see a Max Elixir. Can he go 3 for 3? And, oh, he does whiff the third one, unfortunately. But he does have 2 in the discard, 3 in play, so maybe like 9 left overall. Alright, but he does have another 1 in his hand as well, so maybe 8 left in his deck. So another Max Elixir, the 4th one and final one. And does he find a Dark? And he does not find a Dark, so he is 50-50 on these Max Elixirs, but he will Oblivion Wing, do 40 to the Hydreigon, and put a Dark Energy from the discard pile. Oh, and there's a Trainer's Bell for a Dark Energy, 2 VS Seekers, and an Escape Rope. Now, he could grab an Escape Rope to maybe get the Pokemon out of the active next turn, but looks like he's going to be content of just keeping that in his deck. Alright, so I imagine we'll see Oblivion Wing do 40 and attach a Dark Energy from his discard pile to one of his bench Pokemon, which is going to be on the Darkrai. Alright. So on Evan's turn, can Evan find a supporter card? We know he literally does not have anything. Just no supporter cards. Ninja Boy. I mean, oh, there's Sycamore. Alright, so he top deck a Sycamore. He could play that, discarding the Lysander, VS Seeker, Ninja Boy, and that is another Lysander as well. So his hand was just full of supporter cards. But 7 new cards come into Evan's hand, and I wonder what he's going to decide to do. Will he attack with this Hydreigon? Do an 80. I don't know the attack name of it. I want to say it's maybe Dragon Road, or that could be the ability given 2 less retreat costs for Dragon Pokemon. So Evan does have 2 Darks in his hand with the Ultra Ball, but that Hydreigon does not have free retreat. So there's a max loser for Evan. Go look at top 6 cards of his deck, and can he find a Dark Energy? And he did not hit a Dark Energy. But if you notice, Evan does play Crushing Hammers. I saw one in his hand. Or not his hand, in his max elixir just a second ago. So a very interesting build from Evan as well. So a Terrible Dark versus a Hydreigon Evital, but I imagine it's a Darkrai Giratina deck most likely. That's what it looks like it's built off of. So is he Ultra Ball? Looks like he's trying to discard maybe both Dark. There's one and a Sycamore. Ooh, that Sycamore could be really risky. If Evan does not find a supporter card next turn, he's going to be in trouble. Now, he could grab Shaman, set up, put 4 new cards in his hand, put a Dark Energy Evital, and go that route, but is the second Shaman in his deck, or will he go for a Darkrai? I think I saw Latios as well, okay, with the Light Pulse. I do see a second Shaman in his deck, so he could go for that play, grab the Shaman, set up, drop to 5 new cards in his hand, and yeah, there's a Shaman. Now, what he could do is Energy to the Evital, Trainer's Mail, and then set it for 6 whole new cards, which is not bad at all. Giving the full use of Shaman is always fantastic. Alright, so let's see, how will Evan play this out? Will he attach, yeah, going to attach Dark to Evital. He's going to Trainer's Mail. Alright, so 4 new cards come into his hand. And does he play like an Escape Rope? Looks like a card did fall out accidentally. And there's that Crushing Hammer I was talking about. Now, if Evan hits heads on his Crush Hammers, if he decides to play it, I think you discard the energy off the active. Because if you discard the energy off the bench, all Brad will have to do is just ability back onto his bench. So it doesn't really matter too much. You definitely go for the energy off the active and just make it where he can attack next turn. This is if he does flip heads. So is he Crush Hammer? It is a Tails, unfortunately, so no energy will be discarded with that Crushing Hammer. And a Shaman set up for 6 new cards. And can Evan find a way to retreat this Hydreigon or not? He does need a Steady Card as well to activate his ability. Alright, so there's a Giratina coming down onto the field. So it is a Darkrai Giratina deck with just a Hydreigon tech as well. He's got a Dark Energy, but he's already attached return. He's got a Max Elixir. He could maybe use that the Giratina if he wants to go that route. He has an Ultra Ball in his hand. He can maybe go for a Darkrai if he wants to go for that one. But Brad's like so far ahead right now. He has 4 Darks turn 1, which is very strong. So we see Ultra Ball, and Evan has 2 Darks and 2 Max Elixirs in his hand. Oh no, so there's an Ultra Ball discarding a Dark and a Max Elixir. Maybe grab the Darkrai? But Evan has no supporter cards in his hand right now. He's just kind of dead. Okay, another Hydreigon. So now the Hydreigon will have free retreat. Both of those do stack, so he can retreat to the Evital and Oblivion this turn. Alright, so the second Hydreigon is definitely going to save this Hydreigon from being stuck in the axe spot. But Evan still does not have any supporter cards in his hand. Alright, so probably see the Max Elixir. Look at top cards of his deck. He has a Perilous City and a Max Elixir. Now, if I'm Evan, I would not play my hand down to 0. If you play your hand down to 0, you're basically telling your opponent, hey, I don't have any cards. I don't have any supporter cards. And he's going to put down the Perilous City, get the free retreat, because he did need that as well. So he did have the retreat, the stadium and everything. And we'll see Oblivion for 30, touching a Dark to probably the Giratina most likely. No, the Hydreigon. Okay, so the Hydreigon gets an energy. Now, he does play that Ninja Boy, so he could Ninja Boy the Hydreigon. into a Darkrai or something via Seeker, and let's see what Brad decides to get out here. Looks like a Sycamore. Go and discard his hand. Discarding it in. Rub it in Evan's face, saying, "Hey, I'm not playing this in." Brad doesn't know that Evan has a bad hand, but Evan knows, man, he could have played the in and saved me. So we see a Fighting Field going to the bench. Darkrai, a Reverse Volley coming down, making where his Dark Pokemon do 10 more damage. Brad does have another Fighting Fear Belt in his hand, and I think I just put it down no matter what. There's no tool remover in this game right now, so that's not too big of a deal. Your opponent doesn't play Beedrill, anything scary like that. So it looks like we might just see a Blue for 40. 50, sorry, to attach a Dark to his bench. So now Brad has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's doing 140 right now with the Darkrai. Alright, so on to Evan's turn. It looks like he's still... I don't think he drew a supporter card. I see a Max Elixir, and I am not sure what that card was, but it does not look very good for Evan. Max Elixir, and I don't think it's a Lysander. I want to say it looks like a Lysander, but I'm not sure. But we'll see if Max Elixir. Look at top 6 cards of his deck, and does he find a Dark Energy or not? And the bad thing about this Max Elixir is, okay, that's good. I was going to say, if he realized his next card was going to be a supporter card, and he whiffed, like, if he noticed his next card was going to be a supporter card, and he just Max Elixir to shuffle it, that'd be really bad. But we see a Dark Energy does come out, but where does Evan put this? Does he put on the Giratina? Does he put on the other Hydreigon? What he could do as well is put on the Shaman. Yeah, so he's going to put the energy on the Shaman, and what he could do is a Oblivion to the Shaman, putting a Dark Energy on it, and then maybe retreating and Sky Returning, so that way you have a Shaman in your hand, and you can maybe get set up just a little bit better. So we're going to see Blue for 30, putting a Dark Energy on that Shaman, so that way he can't Sky Return next turn. On a Brad's turn, he's going to... Oh, man, is that a Lysander's hand? If that's a Lysander, what he could do is bring up the Shaman, take a knock on it. Yeah, that's a... Ooh, yeah, that's... Okay, he has a... Okay, he can't retreat just yet, though. He has a Lysander Ultra Ball, so via Seeker. For maybe a Sycamore? Yeah, so Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 to cards. I was going to say, if he had a way to retreat this Evital and Lysander the Shaman, that would... Oh, man, that'd be so bad for Evan. But we see 7 to cards going to Brad's hand. He did find some more Dark Energies. I don't think he's attached just yet. He could put that on the new Darkrai as well. Ultra Ball discarding a Dark Energy and a Sycamore. Maybe just to get nothing, or if he does get something, just keep it in his hand. There's really no need to put down anything. He's already played all 4 of his Max Elixirs. He's already attached for his turn. Unless he wants to get another Fury Belt. But there's a Shaman going to his hand. Now he could just hold on to the Shaman. So Dark Energy going to bench Darkrai. And it does... So he is going to play the Shaman setting up. So there's an Experience Share. Wow. So he's going to put an Experience Share on that Darkrai. And this is very interesting. When we see Escape Room as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 8, 160, 170 is how much this Darkrai is doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 170 right now, and Evan's got to be careful of who he decides to send up. The Giratinas do have 180 HP. But, the Reverse Volley gives it 180. Brad just pointed to the Reverse Volley. So right now, he is doing 180 damage. He's going to knock out whoever he wants to. Oh my goodness, that Shaman setup was so broken. I didn't even realize he had enough to do a knockout. But with the Reverse Volley, he does the 10 extra damage to knock out anybody on the bench. And Evan sees this. He's going to send the Shaman, let it get knocked out. He doesn't want his main attackers getting knocked out. And we're going to see a Dark Pulse for 180 damage exactly. Oh my, that is amazing. Alright, so on Evan's turn, do you send him the Shaman and a Sky Return right now? Or do you send him the Hydreigon to attack? And we're going to see him send the Hydreigon. He gets a Fighting Feeble to hit a Ranger. Those are his 2 cards in his hand, and those are not good cards at all. We see a Fighting Feeble going to the Hydreigon. We're going to see Free Retreat into the Shaman, and we will see a Sky Return for 30. Most likely send the Evital a Ranger, which he can't play. There's no effects to get rid of, so he can't play the card. And we'll see a Sky Return for 30, sitting up most likely the Evital, the baby Evital, just let it get hit for a knockout. There's no way you send him an EX. He could send him Hydreigon, and that's what we're going to see. Now, Brad cannot knock that out right now. But he has a Lysander bring up the Hydreigon with the 3 energies. And another Dark Energy goes down, so now he's doing 200 damage with that Darkrai. He's gonna go down 2 price cards. And what can Evan do? He is such a bad situation right now. He does have a Shaman, so he can at least set up for a little bit, and he top decks a VS Seeker. So he could potentially VS Seeker his opponent down to a 2. But if Brad hits a Lysander, he can Lysander the Giratina, take a knockout, and Evan realizes this and is going to concede that game. So, this is a very interesting deck. I did not know Brad was actually playing this. I just heard he was playing Dark and wasn't really sure what it was. And I had some people say, hey, just put them on. Should be a good match. Darktina versus Dark. We'll see how that works. And at first, I was like, oh, Darktina's going to win this maybe. I'm not sure. But it looks like the Speed Dark deck is doing done very well in this game. It's got the Oblivion Wings to put energies from his discard pile onto his Pokemon. He plays the EXP shares, get those energies back, and that's when it gets knocked out of the active spot. It definitely reminds me of Pancakes with Xerneas, but instead of using live stream, he's using Dark Pulse. It's literally almost the same as that concept, except he's not using DCEs, he's using Max Elixir, so that's very, very neat. I do like this deck a lot. It seems very fast. As you saw there, Brad was doing 200 damage at the end of the game, and if he attached one more energy, he would have knocked out whoever he wanted to. So both players are going to set up here, get 7 new cards, and can Brad have a crazy turn 1, like all 4 Max Elixirs? We see that both players do get a mulligan, unfortunately, and we'll shuffle and get a new hand of 7. Alright, so what can Evan do? I think Evan just needs to get a fast, probably like a Max Elixir to Darkrai. Well, we don't know if he plays Darkrai. We don't know if he plays Darkrai or not. I'm just assuming he's playing Darkrai. He could not be playing a Darkrai deck. He could be playing like Hydreigon, Yveltal, Giratina, which would be very interesting, but I don't know how much that would work. But I do think he's playing the Darkrai variant. We just didn't see it game 1, unfortunately. But if Evan can attach those double dragons to his Giratina, and while Max looks onto the Darkrai's, you essentially have kind of the same game. But Evan plays those double dragons that give a boost of 40 instead of the 20. That's very interesting to see what's going to happen in this game. It seems both players do find a Pokemon, but Brad does start Shame, unfortunately, with no other Pokemon in his hand. I'm not sure what Evan started, but most likely Evan will decide to go first because it is best 2 out of 3. And Evan does start with that Yveltal. Alright, so on Evan's turn, he gets a Dark Energy to deactive. He has a Hex Maniac. And I do not see a supporter card outside of that. I see a Lysander, Crush Hammer, a Ranger, a Double Dragon maybe? So there's a Hex Maniac. Pass on to Brad's turn, and he top decks a Darkrai. So right now you can put that Darkrai. He can Ultra Ball discard the... Oh, so what he could do is he can grab a Baby Yveltal, Floats on the active, and a Oblivion Wing without even using N. Because if I'm Brad, I don't N here because you know your opponent just drew pass. It's like, why would you kind of N? He has 2 Max Elixirs and a Flowstone in hand. Oh man, so he maybe has to N to hit energy. So Max Elixir, look at top cards of his deck, and there's a Dark Energy right off the top of the deck. And will he attach to the Darkrai or the Yveltal? And he is going to attach to the Yveltal. He can Energy the active, retreat, and a Oblivion Wing for 30. And just put some pressure on that Yveltal ASAP. And I think that's what you want to do here. So see another Max Elixir. 2 Max Elixirs turn 1. Can Brad play all 4? Not there. Okay, there's the third Max. And there's a Dark Energy. So he will have another Dark Energy going to his Darkrai. And there's an end. He didn't have a Flowstone. I thought he did, unfortunately. But both players will shuffle up, get 6 new cards. Evan showing that he didn't have anything, unfortunately. But I mean, there wasn't really much for Brad to do except for pass and hope that Evan didn't top deck something. But I think Brad made the correct play. Now, Brad had a Flowstone. He probably could have retreated and attacked that way instead. But either way, it's fine. As long as Brad can find a Flowstone and Escape Rope, some way to get the Shaman out of the active and use a Oblivion Wing to get another Dark Energy on this bench, which would be fantastic. So both players are going to set up. Brad finds a Darkrai, Dark Energy, Sycamore. Oh, no, he didn't hit it this turn. Wait, he has a Dark Energy attachment, so he could... Okay, so he's got it. Never mind. I forgot he hasn't attached yet. There's another Max Elixir. And he does hit a Dark Energy. Going to put in the other Darkrai. So 4 Dark Energies, turn 1. But Brad is going to treat and Oblivion Wing, do 30 to the active, and put an energy on one of those bench Darkrai's. Unless he has something else up his sleeve, I don't see anything. So retreat into the Oblivion Wing Yveltal, and we'll see a Oblivion Wing for 30. putting in the Dark Energy on the field. That Evital should have taken 30 damage. And there we go. Brad's getting it. There we go. Alright, so to Evan's turn. He has that Crush Namer. He can once again try to discard energy off the active if he wants to. But we see Evan put down a Hydreigon, Giratina. He's got a Crush Namer. I see an Escape Rope maybe? I don't know about the Escape Rope really. So Crush Namer. Let's see, is it heads or tails? And it's going to be heads. You're going to discard energy off the active, which does make a lot of sense because you don't want Brad to be able to get the energy back into play on your bench, which is very weird. But we see Evan is going to Ultra Ball, discard that Ninja Boy and the Ranger. I just want to see Ninja Boy do something crazy. That'd be insane to see. But we see Ultra Ball, and there's a Hoopa going to use a Scourge Ring, and we'll finally see does Evan play this Darkrai or not. And there's a Shaman, and does he play Darkrai? Or is it just... Oh, nope, I see him. There he is. I saw Darkrai in the deck. Okay, so he is playing the Darkrai variant. It's the Dragon Darkrai deck that a lot of people did hype up at the beginning of the season. And even it made 3 top 8s in Orlando Regionals at the start of the year, but has died off since then. But Evan does have a Darkrai. He could put that down. He has a Shaman as well. And he has his awkward Escape Rope, which I don't think you play really. Like, what? You don't need Escape Rope because then your Evital gets out of the act spot. We see Evan is setting up. He finds a Lysander, Dark Energy. And what Evan could maybe Lysander the Darkrai and hit it. I don't know how good that is, though. I think right now you need to dig for a Double Dragon. So we see Sycamore discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. He needs to attach a Double Dragon to that Giratina just to try to get a maximum amount of damage with the Dark Pulse the following turn. And there's a there's a Double Dragon right there. Go to probably put down the Giratina. And yeah, a Fighting Fury Belt to the Giratina. I don't know, I might have attached it to the Darkrai because what's going to come down is these Darkrai wars. I don't think Brad plays any like special energies, so Giratina is literally useless in attacking unless he wants to save his energies, because that Giratina is probably going to have 4 energies, most likely on it. Maybe that's why he decided to put the Fighting Fury on it. But with the Oblivion, doing 30 and attaching energy to that Darkrai. Alright, so on Brad's turn, he top decks of Reverse Valley, Energy, Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. And can he find his last Max Elixir or not? There's a Fighting Fury Belt, Evital, and can he find an EXP share? Oh, I want to see EXP share come into play as well. That'd be fantastic. Another Evital coming down. He does have... Oh, there it is. There's the EXP share. Oh, my goodness. We'll see a Fighting Fury probably on the... Oh, on the active. Okay. And we're going to see a Blue Wing for 50. Attaching Dark Energy to the Darkrai with the 1 energy already. And that Evital will go up to 80 damage. Now on Evan's turn, he has the Parallel City. So he can Parallel City himself down to 3 and discard his Hoopa and Shaman. So that way they don't get Lysander up and get snagged for knockouts and stuff like that. He could put Brad down to 3, but that doesn't really do anything. Like Brad would discard his Shaman and Evital, and he doesn't really care about those 2 that much. So I imagine Evan will put himself down to 3. Evan's just going to look to see what's all in there. He does have a Dark Energy. Right now, Dark Pulse is only doing 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. Not enough for a knockout just yet. So see a Double Dragon go with the Giratina. And will Evan play this Reverse Valley or not? Looks like he is contemplating the Reverse Valley. And like I said, putting yourself down to 3 seems like a very good idea. He can also maybe Ninja Boy, maybe one of the Hydreigons into a Darkrai and then Oblivion to it, but nope, I don't think he had a VS Seeker in his hand. That would be cool to see a Ninja Boy, the Hydreigon into a Darkrai, and then Oblivion to that one, and that way you have 2 Darkrai's ready to go. But Evan's going to shuffle up here. Now, Evan got the Dark Energy and Escape Rope. He's doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not enough for knockouts, unfortunately. Alright, so both players are going to get 6 new cards, because neither one has taken a knockout. Now, see, does Brad plays a Giratina's deck as well, and that's how he's going to beat Greninja decks. Wow. Alright, Giratina promo, just saying, hey, I'm going to beat these the Greninja decks as well, making where they can't use their abilities. Alright, that's pretty cool. So we see an Ultra Ball discarding a Shaman and a Dark Energy. And I wonder what everyone decided to get here. There's another Darkrai, but he's already put himself down to 3. So fortunately, he cannot put this Darkrai down. And that's what I was talking about the Ninja Boy play. If he can Ninja Boy the Hydreigon to a Darkrai, that would have been fantastic. but he unfortunately cannot do that right now. And we're going to see Blue Wing for 30, touching a Dark Energy to that bench, Darkrai. Alright, on to Brad's turn. Let's see. He doesn't have as many energies out right now, but he's going to slowly set up. There's a Reverse Volley coming down. Okay. Which gives Evan the option to use his Darkrai he just drew into. So we'll see it end. Both players are going to set up. So right now, Brad's doing 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. With the Dark Pulse, which is not enough for a knockout on anything. Not even enough on a Shaman, but there's no Shamans on the field. What Brad's hoping to do is find his last Max Elixir to put it onto one of these Darkrai's. Both players are going to set up 6 new cards. And can Brad get 2 energies on the... Oh, there it is. So he finds a Dark Energy and a Max Elixir, and he can Blue Wing to put 3 energies down on this turn if he has one in the discard pile. So it's going to be a 3 energy attachment, basically. So a Fighting Fear Belt, Dark Energy. Well, that's if he's Max Elixir, right? So let's see. Does he hit the Max Elixir? Does Umbreon, Ultra Ball, Via Seeker, Escape Rope, Sycamore, and Ultra Ball? No, he whiffs the Max Elixir. But I think he's 3 for 4 this game. But he's still doing fantastic. He's going to Blue Wing, get another energy on the field, and take a knockout on the active, because it will do 50. Knock out that Evital, and putting a Dark Energy on that Darkrai. So, let's see how many Dark Energies on Brad's side. So, 2, 4, 6, 7. So, it's only doing 170 right now, which does not knock out the Darkrai, unfortunately. Unless he attaches another Dark Energy, then that'll be enough for a knockout. Now, I wonder if Brad plays a second EXP share. That could be really cool. That way, even Darkrai gets knocked out, both the energies get transferred to the bench. But we see Evan is going to put the Hydreigon, which is very interesting. Unless Evan has an escape rope, so floats onto the active. Can Evan take a knockout this turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If he finds another double dragon, he could take a knockout this turn. And he has an energy, a Dark Energy. Can attach it to maybe the Darkrai. He can also the Life Center, the Shaman, and take a knockout if he wants to do that play. I don't know how good that would be. Let's see. Will he? I think you might Sycamore, but no. Dark Energy deactive. A Trainer's Mill. Look at top cards of his deck. There's a Max Elixir, a Lysander. Ooh, does he go for a Lysander, the Max Elixir? Let's see what he decides to go into. It looks like it is gonna be the Lysander to take an EX knockout this turn. But like I said, Evan's not doing enough to knock out anybody but a Shaman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's only doing 170. Which doesn't knock out those Darkrai's. They only have 180 HP, unfortunately. But Evan could knock out the Shaman. And let's see, he's going to Lysander, bring up the Shaman most likely. Take a knockout going out 4 prize cards. Alright, so Shaman coming up. We'll see the Darkrai. And Brad's already played... Oh no, the Giratina come out instead. Okay. And do 110 that way. It's still a knockout. Okay, and make it where Brad can't play special energies. But we know there's no way Brad plays special energies. He might play DZ like in a very weird situation, but I don't think he does. So Dark Energy deactive. We will see. Let's see. 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's doing 190 right now, which is not enough for a knockout. That Giratina does have a Fighting Fear Belt, so it does have a lot of HP currently. And oh man, things are gonna get weird here in a second. Brad can just Dark Pulse, but it's not enough for a knockout. He's already taken a prize card. He's at 5 right now. And looks like we will see an attack this turn. Alright, so not taking a knockout. 6, 12, 18, 19, 20. He is 20 damage short, unfortunately. If he had hit the Max Elixir, he would have taken a knockout. Now, on Evan's turn, if he finds a double dragon and another... No, I think just a double dragon. He could take a knockout with the bench Darkrai and get 3 energies off the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, actually, it does not take a knockout. It needs a double dragon and a Max Elixir. Let's do the math wrong. I think I'm doing the math right, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he needs a double dragon and a Max Elixir this turn to knock out the active Darkrai. And can Evan do that or not? I'm not sure how many Max Elixirs he's played this turn. But he's going to look to his discard pile. Also, the unfortunate thing here, if Brad has a Lysander, he can bring in that Giratina and get 4 Dark Energies off Evan's side of the field. So we see a Dark Energy going to Darkrai, which is going to make it where Evan cannot take a knockout this turn. Unfortunately, oh no. So we see a VS Seeker, we see in, so both players are going to shuffle up. And there's no way Evan can take a knockout right now. He can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's only doing 200. But it would not take a knockout on this active, unfortunately. And oh man, if you're in Brad's position, you got to be thinking like you're gonna win this game. Evan's not gonna take a knockout unless he's a. Oh wait, if he's a max looks does he take a knockout? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, yeah, I don't think there's a way Evan could take a knockout this turn. So Trainer's Mail, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he's only doing 190 plus a max elixir. It's only 210. So yeah, he's not taking a knockout. Unfortunately, there's a max elixir, but if I did the math right, this max elixir is irrelevant. This max elixir is like literally irrelevant, and he'll only do 210, which does not knock out the active because that's 220 HP. So we see max elixir, but let's not bad at math. It's not going to take a knockout this turn if he does hit it. So 60 cards coming down, and he does whiff it, unfortunately, either way. So no Dark Energy come down. Unless I'm crazy, guys. Let me know if I'm crazy down below in the comments if I did the math wrong, but I'm pretty sure I did it right. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 energy in the field, plus Darkrai is 180. The plus fighting field 190. So yeah, there's no way he's taking a knockout unless he hit. Yeah, he needed a double dragon and a max looks at that turn. So Evan's now in a weird position. He can cancel for 110, but then he's going to lose all of his energies. So on a Brad's turn, he's going to draw a card. And I think Brad's fine with just taking a knock on the active, unless he plays an escape rope. I don't think he wants to lose all the energies on the active. That seems very strange to do. We see Trainer's Mail. There's an N, Sycamore, Dark, and an Ultra Ball. Looks like he's going to grab the Ultra Ball. He does have an escape rope in his hand. So discard the Flowstone and an Ultra Ball. Maybe get a fourth Darkrai out. And just start pounding that one. I mean, I don't know if he plays 4. I'm just assuming he plays 4. He could put another Darkrai. Okay, no, a Shame is coming down instead. Now, if Brad does play his second EXP share, he cannot play because he's been Chaos Will. He can't put down any special energies, tools, or stadium cards thanks to that. But, he can escape rope, then license the Giratina back up to the bench after the active and take a knock on it that way. So we see escape rope. Evan's going to contemplate what to do, but Brad is just going to license the Giratina back up. Which Brad, he just doesn't want to lose his energies. Now, if I'm Evan, I'm definitely sending up the Hydreigon this turn. I think, yeah, you had to send up the Hydreigon no matter what. So Hydreigon coming up, Brad will send up the Darkrai with the 2 energies. I mean, the 2 energies. He's got the VS Seeker for a Lysander, though. He's going to Seamus setup first. So there we go, an Escape Rope. So 2, he plays an Evital and a second Escape Rope as well. But I think you just license the Giratina, take 4 energies off the field, and prevent your Darkrai from being knocked out the following turn. And let's see, there's a Trainer's Mail. Look at top cards of his deck. There's an Evital, Dark Energy, and a Giratina. Does he not have another? Oh, it'd be very unfortunate if he doesn't have a licensed discard pile. I know he has a VS Seeker in his hand. Ooh, this would be really, really bad if he did not have one in his hand. So it looks like he's gonna grab it in. Not gonna play it just yet. Gonna put it back in his hand. Okay. Does he have, I mean, if he has a licensed discard pile, I think you just bring up that Giratina and take a knock on it, getting rid of all the energies off the field. Just making where Evan cannot win the following turn. So let's see. He's gonna look through his discard pile. Let's see what's in his. I think if you have a Lysander, you definitely bring up this Giratina. I don't recall if he has one in there or not. But no, we're gonna see Dark Pulse for the knockout, going down to 3 prize cards. Now he does take an energy off the field, and make it where Evan still cannot take a knockout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, actually he does 170 right now. So if he finds a Dark Energy, he can actually take a knock on the active. Alright, so he's a Latios, he's a Dark, Ultra Ball, not Dark, I almost said Dark Ball, but Ultra Ball, I see a Sycamore, a Max Elixir, there's a Latios coming down, a Max Elixir, can he find a Darkrai for the bench Latios? It's not too terrible, right? So Max Elixir, look at the top 6 cards of his deck, and does he find a Dark Energy or not? And there's the energy. So that will be 9 energies on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which is 180 plus the fighting growth is 190. And it will take a knockout on this active Darkrai. But Evan will be able to keep one of those energies on his field thanks to the Max Elixir. We see a Sycamore going to discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. But if Evan does not find another Pokemon, Brad can play a second Escape Rope, bring a Pokemon off the bench, and take a knockout on that way. And I do not see another Pokemon in Evan's hand. So Brad could do an Escape Rope play to knock out a Pokemon on the bench and keep all the energies on his field. Let's see. Will he do that or not? Can he take a knockout this turn on the Darkrai? I don't think so. Max Elixir, gonna look at top cards of his deck. And that's almost his whole deck. He's almost decked out. And he does not find one. I see 2 double dragons in his hand. Now, if Brad does have a Life Center, I would definitely license his Giratina, take a knock on it, and make where Evan cannot win. Which I think is a fantastic play. But we'll have to see what happens. Alright, so Evan's got a Trainer's Mode. Look at top cards of his deck. Can he find one of those Crushing Hammers? That could be really bad for Brad as well. He does find a Reverse Felling, which doesn't mess up Brad too much. He can put Brad down to 3, but then he's going to discard the Shaman Evital and not care too much about that. Let's see. But he will get a Reverse Volley, which is an extra 10 damage. Alright, so Reverse Volley being discarded. Looks like Evan actually kept himself to 3, which is fine because now you can Life Center Shame and take a knockout next turn. So is he a knockout? Alright, so taking a knockout, EXP share does get activated to the bench Darkrai. And if Evan can find a Life Center, he could potentially win next turn. So here comes Evital. Brad's going to draw a card. Now, we see an Evital come down. Okay. A Dark Energy to it. We could see a Life Center. Okay, there's an N. I would say Brad can be a Life Center Giratina, believing for a knockout. But then, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. If Evan had a Life Center, he still would have won. So that, unfortunately, would not have been the best play for sure. But we're going to see Evan get in down to 2. And Brad's going to hit the Darkrai for 40 this turn. And then make it where he can take a knockout the following turn with the Darkrai EX. So Evan will have to find a new Darkrai, but he's already played all of his Max Elixir, I think. So I don't think there's no way he could power another Darkrai. And that's going to leave Evan in a weird situation. So both players are going to well, Brad's going to get 3, Evan's going to get 2. And I wonder, okay, the Evital, Via Seeker, and a Sycamore. Evan's going to get a Giratina and a double Dragon, it looks like. And we're going to see Blue Wing for 40. Put a Dark Energy in the Evital. And, oh man, this is actually a bad, I think it's a bad situation for Brad. So you see another double dragon. Now what Evan can do is maybe use Ladio's second attack? Okay, he's not going to use that. Okay, double dragon to the Giratina. And we will see a knockout. Wait, is that, no, it's not enough for a knockout. It is enough for a knockout, but he only takes 1 price card. We did the card in his hand is a double dragon. What does Evan do here? You can't retreat. I don't think there's no way you can retreat this Darkrai. I think you just take a knock on the active and just hope you hit a Life Center, bring up the Shaman, and win the game the next turn. Yeah, I think that's the correct play. I think you take a knock on the active, hope you hit a Life Center next turn to bring up that bench Shaman. So gonna go down to 1 price card. Oh, he does have another Max Elixir left in his deck. Brad's gonna send the Darkrai with a ton of energies on it. Gonna draw a card. He is gonna take a knockout this turn. I don't even know how many energies is on Brad's side of the field, but there's a Via Seeker. Board in and going to end Evan down to 1 card. Can Evan find a Life Center to bring the Shaman off the bench? If he does, we will go to game number 3. Oh man, time to see what is going to happen. Can Evan find a Life Center off the end to 1 and draw a card? So 2 cards for Evan. Does he find the Life Center or not? Brad's going to get 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we'll see Dark Pulse for knockout. Another energy charge for his turn. And I don't even know how much he's doing right now. It does not matter. What matters is does Evan have a Life Center or not? Oh, if he has a... Oh, let's see. I think you said... If you send a Giratina, you can lose all the energies off it, but I think it's worth it. There's an Ultra Ball in his hand. Oh, that's not what he wants to see. But does he hit the Life Center? And he hits a Dark Energy. So that's not what he wants. Oh, no. He can't even Chaos Will this turn. Oh, man. All right, so what can Evan do? Let's see how many injuries is in Brad's side of the field. One, two, three. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we see Brad will take the game. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think he's doing like 220. He can knock out anything on the bench. And Evan just missed a Lysander. There's 3 VS Seekers in his deck, but unfortunately did not hit one. And that was a great game too. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this episode 1 of the Madison League Cup. It was a very exciting game. Darkrai Giratina versus Speed Darkrai, if that's what you call Brad's deck. I'm not sure what you call that at all. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Make sure you check out the store down below in the description, the next level games. Have a great day. Alrighty. Bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.